Welcome back, everyone. I imagine you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and family. I had my Thanksgiving with our family at my brother's house. As we come to this last devotional in the Book of Habakkuk, we're going to look back. This final devotional, I'm going to call it the hope that won't let go. Over the last 11 devotionals, we've been looking through Habakkuk's story. Habakkuk, a prophet who began in a dark valley questioning God. But by end of this book, he is worshiping and trusting in God once again. His journey of faith was not easy, and the answers he got were often painful and confusing. Yet in the middle of his struggle, Habakkuk discovered something that changed his attitude and the way he saw the future. A living hope rooted in not in his situation, but in God's steady, loving, and compassionate character. If you remember, at the start of the book, Habakkuk cries out, "How long, Lord? Why do you let evil continue?" He wrestles honestly with his pain, injustice, and confusion and doubt. And for many people, this is not just Habakkuk's struggle. It's a deeply human struggle. People wonder how a good God can allow so much hurt and wrong in the world. In fact, some people even turn away from believing in a good God because of the suffering they see around them or even feel in their own lives. And maybe you've been there as well. Maybe your prayers have sounded like his, asking God to step in, fix what's broken, and make things right again. And yet, God doesn't seem to do what you're asking. See, as Habakkuk listens and prays and thinks about what God says, his heart starts to change. It's not because God gives him every answer he wants, but it's because God gives him something better. A powerful picture of God's glory filling the whole earth like the water covers the sea, showing that God's presence and worship will spread everywhere, reach all of creation. God reminds Habakkuk how faithful he has been in the past and promises that people who trust in him and live by faith will find strength in hard times. Even when life is really hard, Habakkuk reminds us God's grace and power are more than enough. Through every struggle, God is working for our good, to bring good out of it, because we are his children. God's plan is so amazing that even when we make mistakes, God can bring good out of it as we cooperate with him. The vision helps Habakkuk to turn from doubt to faith, from questioning to worshiping God. And instead of looking at his problem, he looks at God. My friends, if all you do is stare at your problems, they will soon overwhelm you. But when you look at God, who is bigger than your problem, he gives you peace, even as you walk through them. See, hope doesn't mean ignoring life's pain, thinking everything is okay when it's not. No, hope is not just positive thinking and psyching yourself out. It means grabbing hold of truth that's stronger than your feelings or what's going on around you. Habakkuk shows this when he says that even if the fig trees don't bud and field lie empty, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. In other words, even when money runs low, bank account is going down, business is slow, problems keep piling up, solutions are not coming, we believers can say along with Habakkuk, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. And that word yet, powerful word. It's a voice of true hope. It fights back against despair and picks worship over everything else. And you're saying, God, I trust you with everything, including this problem. Habakkuk's choice to rejoice in God during hard times reveals to us that trusting in God's strength and salvation is enough, no matter what comes our way. So don't let your situation control your life. Let hope in God lead you forward, especially during holiday seasons. Habakkuk's story is not just about him, it's about us. Hope isn't only for the easy times, but maybe it's needed the most during the hardest moments when faith faces tough questions but still chooses to trust God. This hope comes from Jesus, who walked the hardest path, paid for our sins, defeated sin and death on the cross, and offers us new life and lasting hope. You see, no matter what happens, we can hold on to this hope and keep moving forward with trust and joy in God's promise. Looking back on these weeks, remember, your best life isn't about everything going perfectly according to your plans. It's about walking close with God, who has all situations in his hands, bringing every question, hurt, and fear to him and finding peace right there in his presence. Habakkuk's journey calls you to be real with God, wrestle with your doubts, remember his faithfulness, and look forward to the future he promises. Living with hope means facing today with courage and looking forward to tomorrow with excitement. It means knowing God holds your story, your life, in his hand with love no matter what happens. And this hope spills over, doesn't it? It turns pain into praise, loss into worship, and every hard time into a story, a testimony of his goodness. So may God fill you with real hope in every low valley and mountaintop. May you hand your life into his hand, his plans, and trust him deeply. And as we wrap up 2025 soon, may Jesus be your anchor, your joy, your strength for the new year. Walk in his living hope every day. God keeps his promises. In fact, the Bible says all of God's promises are yes in Jesus. And your best life is always with him. And I hope you remember that. My friends, this will be the last devotional for this year. Thank you for joining me. And I pray that God has blessed you through these devotionals. If you ever need a pick-me-up, feel free to go back and listen to the ones you missed or the ones that really spoke to you. God willing, I'll see you again next year. Happy belated Thanksgiving and early Merry Christmas, all wrapped up in Happy New Year. God bless you. And for the last time, click that like button. Or last time for 2025. Share so others can find us. Subscribe so when we begin again, it'll drop in your mail. I guess, I don't know, wherever you receive these things, these videos. Again, God bless you, and I'll see you soon.